Okay. I think I did like my 10 steps that I needed to do to get started. And we've moved it up a half hour now that I've been featuring some of our team members. I want to give them ample time to share. It's fun for me to watch them and for them to teach you new tricks and tips too. So we will get started, and Cheryl is actually in New York. I know they were going to dinner tonight, so she's got a long day ahead of her tomorrow at headquarters, and I'm sure they're going to have some really productive meetings about the Sales Initiative Council. So anytime you're able to participate and be a part of something that Avon Corporate puts on, it's a really cool experience. So definitely get yourself out there and make Avon notice you. We are marketing ourselves just as much as the business. So most of you, I think, know who I am. I have taken very non-traditional tactics to be successful in Avon. And it's really helped me get a better understanding of the business. Being a teacher has really helped me because you have to prepare and you have to read and you have to have the knowledge. So once you start mentoring your team and teaching them, I think you'll also see personal growth, which is so important in our business. I'm so excited to see all of the information and the videos and the events happening with Avon Corporate. Remember to try and participate in what you can. But at the same time, limit it, because you could spend your whole days just watching and observing and not being productive. And finding your success is just as important to get out there and try different things and to maybe fail over and over before you finally get it. So make sure that you're incorporating learning as well as trying things, just getting out there and doing different techniques. So I have handed all of my activities, my tasks over to my employees so that I can focus fully on leadership and recruiting. So you will see an influx of the amount of videos that I'm starting to do. So again, you know, if you don't work your Avon business full time, I would say doing a 1-hour training each week is sufficient. Don't try to do everything and try to do it every single day if you're still really pushing to grow your business. Because that learning and development is important, but it's not going to do much for you if you don't get out there and use those skills. So the boot camp is back on. I really get kind of annoyed when I get sucked into drama because that basically took up like my whole week last week. But anyways, excited to be able to still offer the training. I do try to make it super affordable so that every Avon representative can participate. I do use some really expensive technology and tools that allow me to provide you like that access. Once you've taken the class, you have access to that forever. So I can't just look at what it's costing me to do it right then, but some of those overall costs. I have a pretty high success rate, or I guess rating, from my people that have taken my training. I think they all pretty much say that the $25 is well worth it. So My goal is always to be the best teacher for you and put everything that I have into it, especially when I know it's a paid training. Okay, so I do like to be open and honest with you and not pretend like everything is just happy-go-lucky all the time. It is important to keep that image positive on social media and when you're out representing the company. But I also find that people can relate to you much better when you share both the ups and the downs. This is an emotional business. I think that a lot of us put so much into it that it's very hard to not get emotional. So it's okay. You know, I'm learning to sometimes I have to take a step back from Avon. Sometimes I need to go deeper in and do more. But it's about finding that right balance and really figuring out what's going to work for you and your family. So some of the harder parts for me as I get busier and our team grows has been setting more defined boundaries of what I let people put into me or say to me or affect me, which has been hard. And sometimes it's been people that I looked up to. So that's especially difficult to learn that some people are not as you thought they were. I have this habit of thinking everyone just has the best intentions in the world. And unfortunately, that's not always true. So we are rapidly growing. It's so nice to see all these beautiful faces, some of our leaders and top sellers. Trisha's right down here. You'll hear from her later in the presentation. And so through campaign 6, it closes out tomorrow, so it's not completely official, but I would say it probably won't move. Cheryl just made it $200 over the $20,000 to requalify as gold leader. So I know she was holding her breath for that to close out. But we are almost at 600,000. I have a goal for us as a team to hit 4 million this year. Those of you that are newer, that's 4 million in sales for the 2018 selling cycle. And I used to hear the word million way back when I was not doing leadership and was like, I couldn't even fathom that a team could sell that much. So if you are unsure of yourself or leadership, know that you can get there and you can do it too. It's about finding the way that's right for you. So we are on track to have quite a big increase, which is always a good sign in your business. So I don't know how we placed in campaign 6 yet, but we are in the top 25 in the nation for the year so far. So that is incredible. You guys should all be cheering and clapping if you have contributed to that success. So I'm really looking forward to our PC events, how we can attend any of them. I was saying to my coach that if I have team members there, it'll be so much better than, you know, me going up there and being recognized for all this work that so many people have put into. I shouldn't be the only one going up there and accepting the recognition. So I can't wait for this year's PC events. And I look forward to seeing you guys. It's fun on Facebook to be able to see all the different events and how different they are, and just the joy that it brings to people for doing all that hard work all year. So Josh is about to turn 11. We're actually going to be in Florida on his birthday. So That is exciting. His cousin Carter's only 2 weeks older. Here they are, and Josh inherited Rob and I's short jeans, and my nephews are like super tall, but maybe I'll have a growth spurt here. So it's just fun to look back, and I always try to show you something about my family, and then what I'm doing with Avon as well. So, you know, I put this out there, haters make us famous. I used to be in a place where I was so worried about what people thought about me. And now I'm comfortable being in a room with someone who I don't care for. So I've come quite a ways. Some of the things I've learned are good, and some are a little depressing, but I guess it comes with the territory, with being more successful and putting myself out there. By doing that, I say, go ahead and judge me, world. So we're going to be going to Disney for the PRP trip, which I'll talk about in a later slide. You'll see a bunch of Avon representatives are earning the cruise like a boss to Bermuda. These are some fun props I picked up at Home Goods for my desk. And, you know, I haven't always been able to like spend on all these fun tools and products and desk, you know, technology. I've got all this new stuff. Rob keeps ordering me more. So don't compare yourself to where others are in your Avon journey. As you build, the pickier you can become about who you service, how you service, and what you get to reinvest back in the business. So work hard enough that you are able to go on trips and buy new computers and spend that time with your family before you do your work. They come out with Avon Corporate comes out with a beauty buzz every Monday. So if you don't already get that newsletter in your email inbox, you can find it on your welcome page. If you click on the Your Avon logo up in the upper left-hand corner and you scroll down, and on the bottom right, it'll say Beauty Buzz, and you can read through this week's updates and then for the past 3 weeks as well. So there's always really helpful information in there. I recommend that's the first thing you do Monday morning, is going in there, seeing what's new. I was really excited to see that they are prepping us for a free shipping offer. So I always push for this because I'm like, we can't do our most effective marketing if we don't have it ahead of time. So very excited to see that. And then the other stuff, I think I pretty much talk about in some other slides. Make sure that you're always watching your Campaign Central. Try to join the virtual sales meeting. If you guys have questions, if you can ask them in the chat box there. We are moving to flexible ordering. If you are uncomfortable with change and what you're doing right now works, then continue submitting it on that same day every 2 weeks. The busier my life gets and the more we have to juggle, the more I'm finding that I am a creature of routine, and I operate much smoother when I'm in my own routine and know what's ahead for me. So if your due date works for you, stick with it. You can submit between the 2-week time frame. You can submit multiple times, but I wouldn't suggest it because you'll get charged a shipping fee. I would recommend putting in one big order once a campaign. If you have add-on orders, it may make sense for you to go into your online store and place an order that way. And then here it says your online store will update to the next campaign 1 day prior to campaign open and close. So don't be scared of change. We need change in order for things to improve. If you prefer sticking with what already works, then do that. What I will advise is that the closer you put it into the beginning of the ordering time frame, the better chances you're going to have with inventory. So, you know, I think that when you have all the factors, you can make the best business decisions. So I try to let you guys know, and then you decide what works best for you and your business. The online store code. So I've had some newer reps asking, how do I make a coupon code? How do I find coupon codes? They don't do many anymore. So this Welcome 10 is one that you can always promote. It's going to be 10% off any size order, but an email address can only use it one time. So I always put it on neon in the front of the book. And then when I mail out using campaign mailer, I always use that code as well. Keisha's asking, what do you mean one-time use only? So my email address can only use welcome 10 one time. If I do it on my first order and I only place a $10 order, I save $1 and I can never use it again. So promote that and let people know that. Maybe it'll convince them to put in a $50 order. The bigger your order is, the more you save. I'm a Kohl's shopper. They always circle how you've like saved hundreds of dollars. It's like they're not pointing out how much you spent. They're showing you how much you saved. So I like to offer that coupon, and it helps bring in new online customers. And then once they're registered with you, they will be attached to you. So you're their online rep. Okay, so we have Avon Social that has all kinds of information and images and articles for you to share on Facebook. I really like to use all of the resources Avon gives us to enhance my own creativity. I'm an out-of-the-box thinker. If you like to think in the box and you just want to maybe you don't have a lot of time to work on your Avon. Some of this is already pre-packaged, so it's not going to take you very much time. I really recommend that you look at Avon Social, that you look at new Avon on social media. You look at other Avon reps. Use all of that outside information to come up with your own marketing, because what works for me may not work for Trisha. You got to do what works for you, your business, and your budget. So boost orders with your online store. You'll see on youravon.com more opportunities to share. And then if you go to your e-store, every single product has social media share icons. So use all those different source resources to come up with your own marketing, and that's really how you figure out what works best for you. And if you are wanting to build a sales and a recruiting business, make sure that you're doing half and half, that 50% of your posts are towards getting more sales, 50% are trying to recruit team members. So you're asking, is there a way to put the emails you get promoting products to Facebook? So anytime, I guess I'm not going to answer that one. I'm not going to answer that one because it has to do with the policies and procedures. I'm still pretty confused what is allowed and what is not. So I'm going to refer you to Avon Corporate. If you can contact their Customer Insight Center or the leadership desk if you're in leadership. There's lots of conflicting answers being given. So I'm not being rude, but I really can't say what is allowed. I do know that you can use all the images in Avon Social, so I guess I would start there. So top 15 online marketing tips. So everyone has auto email program turned on by a default. So what that means is when you upload your contact list, when you add new customers to your web office, as long as they don't unsubscribe, they are automatically getting emails from you that are being initiated by corporate. And when people click through, it will give you credit for the online sales. So you always want to be adding to your list. You can use Avon's auto email program, or you can take it into your own hands. Anything that you take into your own hands, you need to be very disciplined. So in order to get results, you can't just be like sporadic online marketing or you won't see any growth. So if you aren't committed, if you don't have the time, use what Avon offers us for free. Always be gathering leads so you can create your own leads, your own pool of leads. Marketing is about reaching out to people multiple times. Don't feel like you're being a nuisance or annoying. Think of it as you being helpful. And a lot of Avon customers out there are they're annoyed because they get an Avon rep and the Avon rep never calls them back, or they get an Avon rep and they order and then they never hear from her. So it's like there's people out there that want to shop with us. Make sure that you're collecting their information and marketing to them. Use labels to attract online shoppers and collect that contact info. So I know it feels kind of weird, like, okay, well, how am I just going to ask someone for their information? It's quite a bit easier to do online because there's options for opting into your newsletter. You could do a sample request, a catalog request. Make sure that you can follow through on anything you offer. You don't want to just try to get people's email addresses and then not do what you said you were going to do for them. That's not a good way to start off a relationship with them. Keep adding names to that mailing list and email list. So I use Campaign Mailer to send out books to both my online customers and my face-to-face customers. Sign up for your own email list. It's good to see what Avon's marketing and what they're putting out there for our customers. Check your own e-store. That's what I was saying, to look for different ideas. I'm gonna not look at the chat box because I always get distracted. But check your own e-store. Avon customers love new products. They love sales. They love coupon codes. They are out there every once in a while. But learn about the Avon customer and what really increases engagement and gets you the most reach. So now there's so many different ways that you can reach people online. There's video, there's blog, there's social media, email, text. if that all sounds completely overwhelming to you, start with one. There's information online to learn how to do everything. The problem for me, and I think for a lot of people, is it becomes so overwhelming that you just get lost. So challenge yourself. Okay, this week I'm going to try to do my own email. Just learn one technology at a time. And then make sure that you're not just on the social media browsing and reading the feed all day long. Technology can be what makes us super successful, but it can be what makes you waste the most time. So you have to be disciplined. And if you just want to be social, then that's completely fine. But if you want to make more money, you need to be a little more disciplined in the actions that you're taking every single day. So I do like to use constant contact. It lets me control the message. I can get people to subscribe easier. They can reach me on different social media sites. I can see all the stats to see what's working. I can see who clicked through. There's so many reasons why it's good to do it yourself, but you really have to know what you're doing. Use your social media center, Avon Social, and or Buffer. Tools can really help you be productive and effective. Allocate your time based on referrals. So this is one of the biggest reasons I stepped away from being on Facebook so much. I found that the majority of my traffic was coming from my blogs, but I was spending like 80% of my time on Facebook, and it was producing like less than 5% of my results. So I cut that out. Facebook has become a negative environment for me at times. So that's another reason I cut it out. You guys all have to build your business the way that works best for you. Customize your e-store so you can change around all those widgets. It's good to have a fresh look, move things around, keep it current. Do catalog and sample mailings to your e-customers. So you can go into product history if you have a bunch of online customers and see who your perfume buyers are, who has purchased a new from you before. So then if there's a new product coming out, you can send it to your customers who have bought in that category before. Leverage videos, so Zoom, YouTube, Facebook Live, and then become a teacher so that you can duplicate yourself. All right, so sharing links from your website, sharing your blog links, doing social media, get images and ideas. Make everything your own. And if you only have time to do like your own picture or something that you can get from corporate, I always recommend doing your own picture, your own marketing materials. They draw more attention and they make you feel more real. It feels less like a commercial and more like the friendly Avon lady. So let's celebrate our top 10 e-sellers: Wendy, Tina, Jacqueline, Ann, Alana, Margaret, Peter, Rachel, Marla, and Patsy. Yay! I don't have Cheryl on here to give me the woohoo. All right, Trisha. Okay, so learn from the best. Check on your recognition and top team recognition. So rewards and recognition, you can I always tell you to only look at the next step for you, but it is a lot of fun to look at the top achievers to still dream. It's good to dream big. So customizing your e-store, if you go in and you edit the e-store, there's little icons where you can edit and switch around those widgets. If you stick on till the Q&A, I can show you how to do that. And then also with the Avon auto email program. So if you already have the auto email program turned on, when you add someone to your web office with an email address, they will automatically be subscribed. And any specific information I give you may or may not be correct. Things change all the time with Avon. So don't hold me accountable if I give you the wrong information. Always check. It's good to have multiple sources so you figure out what the closest right answer is. Upcoming Avon events. So Build Like a Boss is going on February and March. I think they're pretty much done in March. So hopefully you've attended one or are signed up to go. If I could give you one piece of advice for what you should just never miss out on, it is in-person events. Nothing in my Avon business has got me more excited than being at their live events. We always get free gifts. They always do giveaways. There's good music. It's just fun. And it makes you want to do better. Okay, so look at all these webinars. Oh my goodness. So knowing the events that are coming up, not getting overwhelmed by them, picking what works for you and your schedule, and then focused on whatever area you want to expand in. So if I was wanting to focus on building my sales, I would for sure make sure that I'm on that virtual sales meeting. Even if you can't attend the live version, sign up so that you get the link for the replay. I couldn't for the life of me find the flexible ordering link, so I will add that to the Makeup Marketing Facebook events page if I find it. You can sign up for our webinars by going to Makeup Marketers. I do try to put both my webinars and Avon Corporate on the events page in our Facebook group. I like being able to look at it in the calendar view. They do offer so many that it's hard to keep track of them all. So there's that link if you still see an area where you can attend one of the Build Like a Boss workshops. Trisha, did you go to one?
I did. I went to one in Seattle.
Okay, awesome. How was it?
It was good. I won my sign.
Oh, yay. That's awesome. How did you win? Was it like a door prize?
It was a door prize. Everybody got tickets, and then everybody got a little something. And then at the end, they had, you could either get a $25 gift card to Town and Country or this. And my ticket was picked first, so I got to pick what I wanted.
Awesome. Cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. Who's going to Rep Fest? Woo! I'm so excited. July 27th through the 29th. Put it on your calendar. Start putting your funds in a jar every week so that you can go. This is like the can't miss event of the year. So If you have little kids and your mom will only watch them once a year, go to Rep Fest. I know sometimes it's hard to balance family and doing some of this Avon stuff, but Rep Fest is going to be very cool. I think this will probably be the most exciting one so far. Barbara Corcoran from the Shark Tank, Rascal Flats. I know if you've already signed up, you can do the tour of the warehouse. What is it called? Like the distribution center, I think. Yeah. Okay. I've never seen one, so I'm excited. Yes, I see you guys cheering in the comments. Make sure that you just go. I was so hesitant to sign up for any events in my first few years. I didn't know anyone. Believe it or not, when we went to Las Vegas for the John Bon Jovi concert, oh, there's Ava. I really didn't know anyone at that point, and I had no roommate, so I was supposed to have one and she never showed. So I really I don't know, I only knew like 5 people back then. So don't let that stop you, or feeling uncomfortable about doing something out of your comfort zone. That's what makes you grow the most.
In fact, when I went to Seattle, I didn't know anybody. I'm from the Las Vegas area and decided to go to the Seattle one so I could visit my son at the same time and, you know, meet people.
Yeah, well. It's good. It's refreshing. All right, so our top 10 new reps. We have Julitza, Doris, Tina, Sarah, Stacy, Kelly, Jessica, Tammy, Analda, and Rachel. Congratulations. I am excited for you. Keep up the good work. The one thing that you can do to attract growth is to always stay in a place of excitement, like Ava's showing you over here. So some days we don't want to be excited, but we have to, because that's what makes our business grow. And there are so many reasons to be excited and to get out there and share the Avon products, share the Avon opportunity. Keeping yourself on track. Sarah said hi, Ava. Okay. She already said hi to you, Sarah. Just kidding. Okay. Sales level tracking. So if you stay on track, then I got to give someone a hard time since Cheryl's not on tonight. So if you keep up with this chart, it will be much easier to hit President's Club than trying to get it all in at the end of the cycle. So I'm going to send, oops, shoot, hang on. Got click happy there. Okay. At least I'm not on Rob's Mac anymore because I really get lost on there. But keeping your sales close to where they should be at quarters, you can find that sales level tracking chart under, I think it's under the rewards and recognition, somewhere near where your goal card is. So if you do not know, that goal card is automatically updated every campaign, showing you what your cycle to date sales are, what you need to average out to hit your goal sales level. So the President's Club means you sold $10,000 worth of Avon during one sales cycle. So it goes campaign 1 to 26. So if you are newer, you have some catching up to do. because you have to hit that 10,000 by the end of campaign 26. The biggest benefit is getting 40% earnings guaranteed and then 25% on fixed earnings items. The 40% is on almost all categories: makeup, fragrance, jewelry. Anything that has that asterisk is a fixed earnings item. But let's say, you know, you have a family emergency and you just could not service your customers. If you are President's Club, you don't have to worry about it. You'll still get that 40%. And there is a benefit of earning it earlier. I know Sarah's already in the President's Club. So is Trisha, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, well, I mean, Trisha's been in it for years, but if it is your first year, and you get in it, say in campaign 10, you'll get it for the whole rest of this cycle and the whole next cycle. So there is an advantage to making it earlier. Maybe you want to join that webinar on fundraising so that you can get some really big sales and profit more for the rest of the year. So dreaming big, looking at all the free trips and the recognition and all the wonderful things that Avon does. That is what made me want to be a top seller and then a top leader. So when you work multiple areas of the business, the sky is the limit. And unfortunately, I don't have the answer of how you're going to get there. So I try to provide as many tips and tools, but unfortunately, the formula is different for everyone. So trial and error, I think, is your best bet. Now I have my routine so down and it works so well that I can't keep up most days. So if you are struggling, I was there too. Just keep trying and believing in yourself. And Maui is next year, so yay. I have never been to Hawaii before. And you can get there as well. The top 20 nationally of the Avon Pinnacle recognition. So those are something new that Avon is doing. I put the categories right up in here so that you could see what that means. So look at those national lists and try to stay in the top 20, and you could be going to Hawaii next year. I know some of the achievers from 2017 just received their invite to go to Disney. So very cool. And then there's this opportunity as well to be in the top 5 in sales increase for first-time achievers. So that one's a little fuzzy for me. So I would call Avon on that one too to get more clarification on how they're going to track that and what you can do. So we have our top 20 in sales for our established representatives: Kimberly, Brandy, Wendy, Cheryl, Rachel, Jessica, Bridget, Trisha, Brenda, Rebecca, Alexandra, Peter, Cynthia, Charlotte, Leisha, Sherry, Barbara, Becky, Terry, and Ella. Yay! Woohoo! All right, we have some exciting new products coming. The Peel Off Gold Mask. I'm excited to try that one. We have all kinds of beautiful jewelry and fashion coming. I think that they made the makeup bags just for us. So always try to invest in sales tools, invest in the products, be authentic and wear Avon and show it. Jewelry is what a lot of people will comment on. So always wear Avon. I have on some Mark earrings, and this Mark V-neck or V necklace is really pretty too. We don't sell it anymore, but it doesn't mean that it's not a conversation starter. Okay, so we do have the Beauty Essential Sampler. So this is a little bit different than our A-Box. The Beauty Sampler is more to try and get new customers, where the A-Box, the goal is to increase your average order. So definitely stock up on these if you can afford to. I think you can you still only demo one of these? Do you know, Trisha? I think so, yeah. So at least for the A-Box, for sure get the one so that you can show it. And then for the Beauty Sampler, I would stock up on some of them. You could do it as you could break it up and give a free lipstick for a $50 purchase. You could give it to a friend to try and use. I always try to gift Avon because once people try our products, they always want to come back and buy from you again. So the hardest part about getting new customers sometimes is just getting them to try our products. And then once they do, the quality is already there. So getting rid of that stigma that we're not fresh and we're not on trend, you can give them a free sample and we can prove them wrong. And then they'll be wanting to order from you all the time. So always try to gift Avon, try to wear it and share it. So the Mother's Day book is full of all kinds of cute stuff. I was just telling Ava how we're gonna have to order those. Hopefully there's ample supply of them. Get your Mother's Day orders in. You can order out of the demo book for campaign 7. You can order out of demo books 8 and 9. And I think you can back order out of What's New 7. So try to prepare ahead of time for the upcoming campaigns. See what the focus of the brochure is and come up with a plan. Maybe you're gonna go and hit strip malls one day. Maybe you're gonna do an online day where you're sharing on social media and doing a video. The more preparation you do and the more you strategize for how you're going to increase your business, the better results I think you'll have. A lot of people just try to do things on a whim, and then they get on social media, and then it's like, you get sidetracked and derailed very easily. I know I do. I think it sucks you in Facebook because I'll stay off there for the whole day, and then I'll get on and I have over 100 notifications, and I look through all them and I'm like, well, I didn't miss anything. So you do have to be careful because they can take up and consume your life. We want to use them as efficient business tools. And have fun too. It's fun to see the community of all the Avon reps and see people helping each other. On the other end, there's all the snarky comments and some of the bashing and rudeness is what I can't stand. So sometimes I just distance myself from it. Make sure that you stock up on samples, especially for fragrance, or if Avon already has one of those scent strips in the page, put a Post-it note or fold the page down. Make sure you call those out to your customer. And people always, I think it's I don't know, it's like ingrained in your brain, like you see a scent strip and you just all of a sudden start rubbing your wrist on it. So point those out and invest in samples if you can afford it. Hello, Vanessa. Vanessa's joining us. Okay, Aspira, again, being able to have samples on hand. Maybe you can't afford to stock up on samples. So the next best thing would be to have a sales tool. It's always nice to have a prop. I think it gives you more confidence in when you're selling. It can take the distraction off of you. It can guide you so that you're not giving the wrong information. But never be afraid to say, I don't know, let me look into that and get back to you. All right, it is Trisha's turn. Trisha, we've been together for 5 years. Oh my goodness. That's awesome. When was the first time that we met? Was it Rep Fest?
I was trying to think of that too. I think it's when you came to Las Vegas for the leadership, not the leadership, one of your trips.
Okay.
You were at Redmond.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Well, Trisha has been a top seller and top leader on our team for quite a while. She had 14,995 in sales. And she does a really good job of being very thorough and reaching out to her team. And I just asked her to share some of her tips on selling and recruiting. So I'll hand it over to you, Trisha.
Thank you. First, a little bit about my story. That's my daughter, Katie. And we signed up originally because she wanted a job. She was actually having a hard time in school. She was getting bullied a little bit. And I didn't want her to get a traditional job because she had a lot of school activities too. So I said, okay, let's check out Avon. And so that's why we signed up. And that's one of the main reasons. And she couldn't sign up because she was not old enough yet. And we loved the fact that Avon gives back to breast cancer. And excuse me if I get a little emotional. Today is the 28th anniversary of the death of my mother. She died from breast cancer, excuse me. So that is another big reason why we joined Avon. I'm sorry. Anyway, so.
You're okay. Just take a second, deep breath.
Anyways, but our first order was me and my mother-in-law. We have just, we never gave up. And that's what, when people say, I've done this, I've done that. And I always say, you just have to keep doing it. It's not, you can't, if you give up, then you're never gonna get anywhere. So, and that was the original why. My why has kind of changed. I kind of took over. It was going to be Katie's little business, but I come from a sales background. I worked for a moving and storage company, did electronic and trade show sales, and have a marketing degree. And so I took over. But we're still a good little team, and we love doing it. She helps me a lot. She's actually 21 now and has her own little Avon business. We've signed her up last year. I have 2 boys also. They're 29 and 24. And I'm proud of all of my kids. So anyways, what else did I want to tell you? That's my why is that. And it was never about the money. It's never been about the money. It's been, I've met so many wonderful people, Emily, Cheryl, all kinds of people that, wonderful ladies that, my son, when I went to go visit him in Seattle last week, he said, Mom, I didn't know you were part of a sorority. So he calls Avon our little sorority. I was like, kind of is. So
we'll have to have our white dress ceremony.
So, you know, and it's also about just I want to be a good role model for my daughter and any grandchildren I may have, and be a strong, independent woman. And I want them all to be proud of me. And I want to leave something for my boys, not so much, but my daughter. My boys are both very successful. My daughter will be one day too, but I'm really building the business for her. So that's kind of the why now. But when Emily asked me for a few sales tips, I do a lot of the same ones everybody does, so I didn't want to do the same things. But something somebody told me, when we first signed up, it was $15. And she said, don't think of it as $15 because it's really easy to walk away from $15. Think of that $15 investment as $1,500. So I do tell my team that, or people I'm trying to sign up, I tell them, well, now that's 25 or however much they want to invest. You know, think of it as $2,500 or $5,000 or $10,000. If you think of it as that kind of an investment, you're not going to walk away from that. You're going to really give it everything you've got. So that's kind of not my selling tip, but that's more of a little leadership tip, but it's also a selling tip too, I guess. So that's number one. Number two is if you're doing events, which I do go to quite a few events, and I don't take a lot of stock or, you know, product with me. I take some. I have a woman that I do a lot of them with. We invested in a wheel. So we have a big wheel, and you need a draw. You need something to entice people to come over to your table. And you want your table to look like it's a store window, you know? So if you have it just jammed packed with stuff, it's hard to see things. So make it look pretty, like it's a store window. And then some kind of an enticement to get people to come to you, whether it's that wheel or if it's a basket you've made with things. And that's how you're going to get people's information. And you want to keep it simple. I don't use Avon's papers to gather the information. I have a different one. I don't know if you guys can see it. Very simple, just name, address, phone number, email, and what's your favorite Avon product. And it's got, I don't know if you can see, big lines so people can actually write in it. I think the Avon ones are too teeny and jam-packed. You know, I get those, we put it, people can then, if they fill that out, I give them a brochure. I give them, I always have little sample packs also at these events with, you know, a little bit of everything. And not only is there a little bit of everything in that, I also include those little mini recruiting books with my information on it. And I include a little flyer about fundraising. And If they come and give me their information, they get the sample pack, they get to spin the wheel, or their name gets put in for a drawing of that basket.
People love that wheel.
They love the wheel. Little kids love that wheel and grab and bring their parents over to spin that wheel. And you don't get to spin it if you don't give me your information. That's why I have the wheel. So, and that's how I've built up my email list that way as well. So, sample packet, yeah. And if people don't want you to email, and you know, some people are leery, I am very respectful of what they want. If they don't, you know, some people don't like a lot of emails. Another thing Emily kind of talked about was the A boxes, which I utilize my A boxes. I haven't had one person buy an A box, but I have all those sales. So I buy as many A boxes as I can, because then I dismantle those A boxes. There's usually I think there's usually 5 things in those A boxes. So my $10 investment is really not $10. At 40%, it's $6 to me. So that's $1.20 per product. And some of those are full-size products. So maybe somebody wants that mocha latte eyeshadow. I can now sell it to them at whatever the price is in the book. And it was $1.20 investment to me. So you're going to make more money on those kind of utilizing it that way, as well as I give free little gifts to a lot of my customers. And then some of the smaller things, that's what I put in to them with their samples that I give them. And really, when you figure, I kind of broke it down because I always think, oh, it's just $1.20 to me. But even if you're only earning 20% and you can only get one A box, it's $8 to you. So really, if you look at it, it's $1.60 per piece. Very economical. And people love free gifts. And it's good free gifts, you know. Before I used to try to buy stuff in that outlet. So it was more economical to me, but I don't do that anymore. I strictly use those A boxes. And now I will use the other sample packet. And those nail polishes, I make little, like at Christmas time, and I go to an event, I want something cheap that I can sell to people for $3 or $4 or $5. And so the nail polishes from those A boxes, well, that's a great thing to put in there with a little nail file and, you know, a little lipstick or lip balm, and it's a great stocking stuffer. And you can charge $5 and it didn't cost you very much money. So that's, okay, I'm sorry, I've got to look at my notes, make sure I don't forget anything. This is not something I've ever done, but I'm going to do it this year. At the coaching, I'm taking the coaching class for a second time because I like to always be learning new things. And at this coaching, my last coaching class, somebody talked about at their blab meeting, somebody is very, very shy. And so at Easter time, they take Easter eggs and they fill them with their business card, a perfume sample, and a little lipstick. So I'm making these and they just go drop them off, and people find them. So I'm excited to make these up and just excited to find fun places to drop them off, and they get a lot of business that way. So that's a new little sales thing we're going to do this year. Okay, let me look, make sure I didn't.
Cool. I've never heard that one before.
I hadn't either. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such a great idea. These other women were saying, some other women up in Seattle were saying that they go door to door and actually knock on people's door and go in the house and demonstrate stuff to people. And I would never do that. I'm sorry. I just, that makes me a little leery, and especially, honestly, I don't think my husband or my sons would let me do that.
Yeah, you gotta be a little careful these days.
But they go do that. So that's, you know, if you, depending on where you live, maybe that's something you want to do.
Yeah, I love the idea of giving like something free to the moms at holiday things, because it's like the moms do all the work to get ready for all these events, and someone just stops and says, Happy Easter. It's like, that can go a long ways.
Yeah, yes. So I think that's, and the other things I do have pretty much been taught to wear stuff. Actually, Katie wears a lot of stuff. I buy her, and she gets a lot of compliments. Things that I would not wear, I buy for her and she wears. The Mega Mascara, that's not something I have a hard time using it. But when she wears it, I'm telling you what, she looks like she has false eyelashes on. And I don't know how many people have commented on what beautiful eyelashes she has and thinks that they are false eyelashes, and they're not. So if you have young girls, make them, I always say, you are my model. You know, she goes out there and she does, and she's been in college classes, and teachers, I love that sweater. It's Avon. Oh, who knew? You know, they're like, I didn't know Avon was still around. So, you know, utilize your family members as well. And my husband has been wearing different colognes, and he'll have people that he works with or is around and want to know what is the cologne that he's wearing. My boys as well. They all, that's what they've got. Anyways, another thing, Emily asked me, how do I balance leadership and sales? And I'm going to throw in my life. I think I do my sales 4 or 5 days a week. I get my order sorted, get it all ready to deliver, you know, all my books done. And I try to get that all done between, say, a Friday and Tuesday. And then the rest of the time, once I get all my books out, I do campaign mailer as well, and I do deliver some books in person. I also do my leadership every day, but my sales, I'll do those days. But you know, I recently lost my father as well. So my life changed, and I'm the executor of his estate. So I travel to California once or twice a month to handle his affairs. So it was like, what am I going to do? I work early in the morning. I work late at night. I sell. I mean, I do my emails to my leads or potential leads, and I just work it around my life. When my husband and I went to go see our son in Seattle, and he was driving, well, guess what I was doing? I was texting all of my leads, and I'm a little old school, so any lead I get, yes, it's in Alma, but I have a lot of notebooks. I fill up tons and tons of little notebooks with all that information. So when I am in the car, I can just go through, and maybe Katie's driving, and I utilize that time as well to help me take care of my business. So, you know, she might be, one of them's driving me to California, if one of them goes with me. If they don't go with me, I also have, I can make Bluetooth in the car. And so I make calls on my drive, but normally I try to have one of them drive so I can take, do that kind of thing when I'm in the car. But I do a lot of emails in the morning and at night. And I'm also very respectful of, because I'm on the Pacific time, I'm very respectful of people that live back east. So I know there's only a certain time frame that I don't text too early or too late. So if you're doing text, you got to make sure that you're not bugging somebody. What else do I do? I guess.
We have a question here. Any ideas for order presentation?
I don't understand the question.
I think she means maybe like, let's see, order presentation. Franna, do you mean like selling something else or, oh, okay.
No, sometimes I do a little ribbon around it, but I buy the bags with the little handles, the Avon shopping bags, and I just put everything in there nicely and neatly. I really don't do tissue paper, or sometimes I do tie ribbons around it.
Yeah, you gotta be careful what habits you start too, because then people expect them.
Yes, that's true. That is true. So, no, I just make it look pretty in the bags that Avon, gives us. When we were selling the Elsa dolls, I went and saw at the dollar store they had like the Elsa shopping bags, and so I bought those Elsa shopping bags, and then I put them in that. If they sold it, so that went in there. I also, and it didn't work out so well, but at the dollar store again, I mean, the dollar store is one of your best friends. They had like Valentine's shopping bags. And so at Valentine's Day, I tried to put everybody's stuff in a cute little Valentine bag. The handles broke. They were not good quality. I didn't do that this year. I'm like, that's a one-time thing. But another thing is, I know some people don't throw books, but I throw a lot. If I don't get all of my brochures out, which sometimes I don't, and I always order extra, I try to throw once a month, but not always. My middle son, before he moved to Seattle, he went to college in Arizona. He went to ASU. And whenever I went to go see him, I always took 1 or 2 boxes of books and threw down in Arizona. I did not take any books with me up to Seattle this time, but I did take, when we were on the ferry going, he doesn't live in Seattle. He lives in Puget Sound, so we had to take a ferry to go see him. My business card, I left it in the bathroom and on a few tables in there, and different restaurants we went to. I'm always leaving something somewhere. Alamos in a kind of rural Nevada, and drove to Carson City last year on a really, really lonely road where I think we saw 2 cars. Left my brochures in the restroom at the one little rest area they had. So, don't throw those books away because you bought them. Why are you going to put them in the trash?
Yeah, and
I mean, this is a little sticker that you might get a free gift from me. There's another one in here that says it's an old book. So if it's an old book, I always put on there's an old book. This one has the brochure in there, and this is a Mark book that I folded up and put in there. But it says,
there's nobody can see her.
Really? Oh,
Have you guys been able to see her?
have you seen anything?
Oh, no.
Oh, darn it. Well,
Oh, it just happened. Okay, good.
can we see?
Well,
Hello. Can you see me now? Oh, they've been seeing her. Okay. So this one, what I put on, I always put this on all of them. It says, is your Avon lady missing? Not anymore. Don't miss another catalog. Receive your Avon at your door. Holiday shopping made easy. Brochures mailed right to you. Call today and receive $5 off your order of $25 or more. I put that on every one. And I also put recruiting stuff in there as well. But let me tell you, and I did make the stickers, yes. Not that many. My first order is usually under $25. So I'm not giving $5 up very often. And really, I would rather do a flat fee than a percentage, because if it is a big order, it's going to be more than $5. So, and then they start ordering a lot more from me. You know, you just have to make sure that you follow up with them and get those books to them. And I guess that's it.
awesome. Yay. Thank you so much, Trisha.
One more little thing is I have moved up. I know my little title now is Gold Ambassador. So I'm like Cheryl, I went down in title. I was gold, went down, couldn't keep it. But I have now, I'm $200 over this time. So
woohoo! Yay!
Yes, I'm gonna tell you what, the last 2 campaigns, I was less than $20 away. And it was like, oh, are you kidding me? But I can't let it get me down. It's just like, okay, I'll just keep working.
Awesome. Yay. It's so exciting to see all of our leaders branching out, and I know some of them didn't really feel comfortable with me asking if they'd talk. But
that was it. I was like, no, but
see, do you feel bad? Are you glad you did it now?
I am. I'm very outside of my comfort zone, but then I told Emily, how can I tell people to get outside of their comfort zone if I won't get outside of my comfort zone? So I have to do what I say.
Indeed. And I love the practical tips. You know, hearing what actually works for other people is really how you figure out what's going to work for you. And, you know, I never actually tossed, but I would go around in the newspaper slots, and that never worked for me. And I told my story in Chicago a couple years ago, and I shared the story about how, like, one time I had bought rollerblades because I was like, I need to deliver these faster. Like, I'm only getting like one customer every 5 hours it's taking me to get these books out. And then I couldn't rollerblade.
The thing is, and this is what I tell people too, is if you try to walk, and it's hot in Las Vegas in the summer, let's be honest, I'm getting nowhere fast. And we can throw 200 books in less than an hour. And I've maybe only had 2 or 3 people complain in 5 years. So that's the way I look at it. You know?
Yeah.
And for the most part, they are my old brochures.
All right. Yeah. So Trisha, if you're willing to share any of those sales tools and stuff that you mentioned, send it over to me and I will include it in the follow-up email.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go on because there are a few more slides, and then if Trisha wants to stay on, you're welcome to ask her some more questions. And then I used to hate when like one house would call you and be like, can you not leave? Can you not give me any more brochures? And then it's like, dang, how am I supposed to track all that? It's so much easier to do it online and just draw the people in that want to come and buy from us.
But you know what? Not everybody looks on. I mean, you know what? You've got people look at different things.
Yeah. Yep. You can't take rejection personally.
No.
So the incentives. Thank you so much, Trisha. Yay. I love that Cheryl suggested this and that we're doing it. It's a lot of fun. So with the incentives, try to go build your face-to-face sales, your online sales, and then bring in friends to help you and sell with you. Don't look at it like, okay, well, I don't know everything yet. I can't bring someone in. Learn together. And when you build all three areas, when Avon announces these incentives, you've already got a head start, because no matter what program or incentive Avon has out there, you're already building in all of the areas to make the most money out of your Avon business. So we have our pinning streak incentive guide. I love when Avon offers sales tools, because it's something that you don't really want to buy, but they're super nice to have. And a pin is a very inexpensive way to say, hey, I represent Avon, so that people can ask you, do you have a current brochure? Do you have a sample? I would always keep brochures with me. If you're a little bit more shy, I know there's those bags where you can actually put the brochure on the outside in a clear cover. That's a great way to get people. Maybe you just want to go browse around the grocery store for a couple hours, go over to Target for a couple hours, just to have that brochure showing in your bag there. So be creative. This incentive is different for new representatives than it is for existing representatives. And it's about submitting an order. So our incentives are usually based around building traditional sales, and online sales are most of the time lumped in there. And some of them are just recruiting, and then we also have our leadership ones. So this is going through campaign 13, and always go through those incentive guides, read all the fine print. Don't get excited until you see it in writing. I think we've all been burned so many times that you really just want to wait until it's for certain, until you get excited. But there's so many amazing things that you can earn. Part of winning these incentives is really understanding them first, and then putting a goal into place, and then your plan of how you're going to achieve those goals. So the scratch tickets are super exciting. This is one of my favorite incentives. It's fun to go on Facebook Live. I mean, who doesn't want to watch people win stuff for free? Yes, we earned them. But you do have to bring in a personal recruit, meaning it's not an Avon lead. And then they have to place an order of $150 or more in their first or second campaign and pay for it on time. So that's a lot of what ifs. So the idea is to just always be adding people. And then these incentives will come easier for you. And the key to getting your team members to be successful is educating them on the incentives, educating them on the Kickstart program. You want to show them what's in it for them. You don't want to be like, hey, you really need to put an order in for 150 because I'm really wanting to win a cell phone. You gotta incentivize them and what they're gonna get out of it. And then sharing on Facebook Live builds excitement in the whole Avon community, and it's just fun to see what everyone's winning. So we have a lot of team momentum, pending contracts, total appointments, and total tickets. So again, if you are inviting people into the business, just remember it's normal for some of them to never ever place an order. Definitely not what we're going for. We want to be there and support them and train them and teach them. But we can't force them to be successful. Some people want the success, but they don't want to work for it. Oh, we had a couple more over there. So always be bringing in people. Work with the ones who are wanting to work their business. So here's me and Ava. We posted a picture on Facebook, and then Ava did the Facebook Live. She was telling people to subscribe and give thumbs up. I'm like, just following in my footsteps there. So I can't even believe like what we've already got. We just got the Yeti cooler today. And the other stuff, like I redeemed them like as soon as possible. And it's really fun to keep track and share what you earn. That brings excitement. People want to join you. You know, you start showing, oh, look, Rob's bringing the cooler over.
There you go.
It weighs like 50 pounds, so I don't think I don't think I can carry it. But don't be embarrassed about sharing what you're earning and how you're having fun and how this business works around you and your schedule. And then keep track of it as well for your Avon resume. I have a few recognition pages where I keep track of what I've won or earned during the year. Because if you don't keep a record of that, it's really hard to remember all the stuff that you do with Avon throughout the years. So keep track of it, be loud and proud, and share it on social media. So we have a cruise to Bermuda coming up at the end of April. And who's going to be on there? We were going hard. I was hoping more of us would get there, but don't let it discourage you. Do it harder next time. You just have to keep pushing yourself. It kind of stinks being your own boss sometimes because like you don't let yourself, I don't give myself enough slack. I don't know if that's most people, but so Cheryl and Buddy will be on the cruise. Becky will be on the cruise. I don't know if she's still on. Yes, Amy's gonna earn it next time. So you guys got a little taste. You got so close. So next time, there's always a next time. So anyone can, hey, there's Becky. I'm gonna meet all of my team members eventually. So option 1, and I'm a little confused on the next slide. So I need to get some clarification from Avon. But for now, make sure you're always telling people your reference code when you're sending them to sign up with you. I hear that this option is not working. What it's doing is if they were ever linked to someone else within Avon, it goes to that original person instead of the website that they're on. So always double check when you tell people to do something. Always follow up, especially if you don't see a self-appointment email and they said they signed up with you. They have 5 days to contact Avon to be changed to the right mentor. I'm going to try and find out more information on that second slide because I don't want to be recommending that if that's not working properly. So look at the fun bonus money that you can earn with leadership. I was always anti-leadership until I started feeling left out too much. So instead of wallowing in my pity party, I just found a way that I enjoyed doing it. And it has definitely been the most lucrative area of the business for me, and is really turning out to be where I've developed the strongest relationships and friendships. And you know, they see the ups and downs of Emily. I kind of keep the downs of Emily hidden from the public, but my team is really there for me. And it's just really cool to have that in Avon. So let's talk about my quick tips for recruiting. Be in the right place at the right time. You can't really help that, but what you can do is be prepared. Yes, you will have a replay of this webinar. It always goes up on YouTube, and then I email it out to everyone. So always be prepared. If you don't have extra brochures, business cards are way more affordable to leave all over the place. I don't know laws, what's allowed, what's not allowed. So when you guys ask questions like that, I'm not just ignoring you. I don't want to be the person that tells you it's okay when it's not. So it's your business. You need to do the research and figure out what is allowed. Know how the process works. So what does it look like when a lead goes to sign up for Avon? What are those programs that they have in the beginning? What happens after they sign up for Avon? Go in there and read all the information so that you can inform someone who's going to go through those steps. Be familiar with the benefits and the frequently asked questions. So people always want to know, how much am I going to earn? How much does it cost? How does it work? Commitment, time, training, and workload. So I'm honest. I tell them it's not easy. You know, it's hard in the beginning. It's really hard. And I struggled too. Like, the only thing I can really tell you is that I was there at one time. I just never gave up. Always be prepared. Collect follow-up information. So maybe put a Post-it on your book and say, hey, can I get your phone number to follow up real quick? Try to just get that phone number. Maybe they don't want to fill out a whole form, but they're willing to give you a phone number so you can call or text to see if they have an order. People are inundated by technology and disruptions, and everyone is very busy. So following up is necessary to get results. Take the next step by the reins. So don't leave it up to them. Oh, call me when you're ready to sign up. Say, I'll call you in a month and see if you're ready to start your business. So keep the ball in your court and follow up with them multiple times, because just because they say no now doesn't mean it will always be no. So tax return time. Our team is seeing a lot of appointments. I'm actually a little bit nervous that I'm not going to be able to keep up. So take advantage of the times where people have extra money. I always see more sales and more recruits in the first part of the month. Tax return time is always peak too. So be aware of those trends and take advantage of them. So maybe you want to invest more when people have more money. So buy more books, buy more business cards, do more events, use multiple lead sources, and recruit online and in person. Okay, so this is an older article, but it's still helpful. And it's how to convert Avon leads like a boss. I know that Cheryl also has one that's called like how to convert Alma leads. So I did a little video on it. There's a handout on there. I give you permission to copy this email. You do need to fill in your own reference code and change the link. So if you don't know how to do that, just don't copy that part. So do what you know how to do, but it's nice to have a professional looking email to send to your leads. I like to do email, phone, and text. So usually I try the phone first, and the sooner you follow up with the lead, the more likely you are to close it. So try calling them as soon as you get the lead. Leave a voicemail if they don't answer, and let them know that you're going to follow up with an email and a text. So I would try all three of those techniques right away. If they didn't respond to you, I'd try again in 2 to 3 days. Then I'd push it out a little bit more to 7 days, and then I'd probably go a couple weeks or ask them when the best time is to follow back up with them. So I'm never trying to push people into the opportunity, just giving them the information and allowing them to decide based on what I tell them. What kind of lead sources do you recommend? So I definitely recommend like the personal organic ones, which are the hardest. But whenever you do your own marketing and it attracts people to you, it's usually people that are already looking for an opportunity, or they were already looking to sell Avon and they found you. So I like to write blogs, and so the blogs attract traffic to my website, and then I have a newsletter subscription. So if they sign up for my newsletter, then I can start marketing to them. So the website is more of a pull technique, them coming to me, where email marketing is more of a push technique. So you want to try to do things that are going to attract people who are already interested. You always want to say to buy or sell. You want to be expanding your network online and being very consistent. So I post on social media 5 times a day. I try to alternate both recruiting and sales. And then I like to do blog, email marketing, social media, and texting and videos. So you can go to here for some ideas. It's always good to follow right up with them and make it easy for them to take action. So if you include a clickable link that signs them up with you, the closer you bring someone to taking action, the more likely they will do it. So congratulations to our top leaders, Cheryl, Jane, Kim, Terry, and Trisha. Yay. Woohoo. Cheryl, Jane, Kim, Terry, Trisha. Okay, so we've got team sales and total reps. And then these are all of our Team Momentum leaders who have signed someone up in March. We have 85 appointments from 20 leaders. So way to go, you guys. I like this picture with the little kitty looking into the mirror and seeing a reflection of a lion. You definitely have to set boundaries and be disciplined, and there's some things in this Avon business that are not fun to learn, but it helps you grow as a person. I think with each experience you become a stronger leader, and you can prepare yourself better for these experiences. I always try to grow from them. So these are just all of my blogs and social media sites. I do have a lot of blogs, and if you understand why, I think it might make more sense to you. So Makeup Marketers is Avon Reps. So I'm not going to want to be blasting stuff to you guys about buying from me or signing up on my team. So when I have a separate blog just for Avon Reps, that's a different list that I'm going to be marketing to than Avon customers. So I've been growing these lists for probably 10 years. Just started really getting a lot of online contacts in the past year or so. So I am doing that boot camp. It is the same material from last year's April, but I've definitely learned a lot more since I created that material. So I always include that type of information in the videos. It is all on demand. So if you can't be there at the live presentations and videos, it's there for you to watch at your convenience. I like to make everything on demand because this business is about being there for our family and being able to work it around our personal life. And I honor that and don't want anyone to miss out on information because of that. So here is customer service numbers. The Facebook groups are good to get a quick answer, but you're always going to get conflicting answers. So ask in multiple places and come to the conclusion of the right one yourself. You know, this inundation of information can be really helpful, and it could be your biggest vice. So you have to be disciplined and use it to your advantage. And this week I am ending with perseverance because the higher you climb and the more you do, the stronger the negativity becomes. So I try to stay very positive and happy, but I try to be honest and share with you what I go through with some of these stages in my business. I was in a place where I shared too much, and I learned my lessons from that. So I will move forward more carefully. I think when you're hurt and you let yourself be emotional, it's okay to stand up for yourself and still voice what you went through so that other people can relate to that as well. So this is from me. Wake up every day with a sense of renewal and try harder than you did yesterday. So you may feel like you fail every day. Every day is a struggle. I keep trying. I keep getting back up and going in the fight. Perseverance is stubbornness with a purpose. I like that because I'm very stubborn. I told Robin, the kids, that there's 4 perfectionists that live in this house. It's really kind of scary. So I know it's very, very late. If you guys have any, Trisha, did you want to answer any questions? Did you guys have questions? Otherwise, I know it's been a really long call. I will try to get some of the materials that we talked about during the presentation, and you will all get an email with that information. Sarah says, my boys live with only one perfectionist, and I make it extremely difficult for them. Yes. But if mama's not happy, nobody's happy. That's what Rob said. Got to keep mama happy. All right. Well, you guys have a great week. And Keisha would like the sticker idea, if you can do that. I love hearing practical tips. That always helps a lot. So you guys have a great night, and you can sign up for those Avon corporate events under my Makeup Marketing Online Facebook group. Or I'm going to also post them on Makeup Marketers, so we have it all in one area. All right. Thank you so much, Trisha. You guys have a good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.